I'm here. I'm ready.
I'm here.
Sure.
Oh, there we
Okay.
are. There's John.
Awesome. Nobody's left. Nobody else is in the waiting room. It's 7:02. We'll call the meeting to order. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I'm sorry I'm not on camera. My computer decided to break, and so I'm borrowing a different laptop that doesn't have a camera.
Not a worry.
So, first order of business, establish quorum. We have John, Sherry, Scott, and Mary. We have quorum. Next order of business is to approve prior meeting minutes dated August 20th, 2025.
I can make a motion to approve those.
Perfect.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Next order of business is to review the financials.
You want that, Mary, or should I do it?
Go ahead, John.
Okay. Our operating account balance is at $129,482. Our reserves are at $692,382, giving us a total asset value of $883,158. And everything looks good.
Thank you.
Next order of business is the results of permit violations. John?
I was at the county's office this morning and not much to report. There's one outstanding permit for the shed, and they basically said have 6 more months to get it cleared up. It was on hold with the county because they were looking at our survey and saying that the shed was falling outside of the property line, which made no sense. So I met with the supervisor with the building department. I learned the building department and code enforcement they don't communicate.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so
That explains a lot.
So I showed her a photo and she says, okay, send me the site plans, upload the site plan showing the shed and the property lines, and we'll get this cleared up. So slow, it's moving along, but that's no results, nothing to really report.
Thank you, John.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Next we have pool service. So I have been feeling like we are not I feel like the association is not getting what they are paying for as far as for pool maintenance. So I have a good rapport with a vendor who goes into different associations, does evaluations. He doesn't charge for that. I think it's great, so that it helps keep our vendors on their toes. So I know the board had wanted to discuss this.
Did we get a response from AJ regarding these issues?
The only response that I got was that he would look into it. And on Monday, I believe it was, I texted him to see if there was an update on that. And he did not respond.
Yeah, we should get some new information from a fresh perspective.
No response is not good.
Right.
No.
I mean, there's some of these issues that were pointed out by this new vendor are a concern, and I certainly want AJ to respond because obviously this new vendor has an agenda, a bias. He wants to take over the work.
That's the job, yeah.
But without a response from AJ, I think that can be very telling. So.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
when was the last time AJ was on site?
Himself, I can't really say that. He doesn't necessarily tell me when he's going to go on site. He has workers that go on site. He didn't even tell me that he switched out the worker that was doing the pool service consistently. The janitor told me, hey, what happened to the usual guy that comes to maintain the pool? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, there's somebody new now coming. So I reached out to him, and the new person was parking over over by the kind of the shed, the walking path, because it was easier for him and his equipment. And I've gone through this with the pool vendor in the past, because there's a homeowner that does not want that, rightfully so. The walking path is for walking, and it's dangerous for them to drive up on there. So
Yeah, and they're not designed for vehicles.
Exactly. So they do have a key. And so I communicated with him, you know, you didn't let me know that someone new was taking over, number one. Number two, you have a key. Why is he pulling up on here? And I'm getting complaints about this, you know. I said, you know, hopefully you still have that key. These keys are expensive. He said, yes, they still have the key. He was going to let the technician know. That was last week. And then, like I said, this Monday when I text him, I was actually texting him about two things. One, to see about the inspection report that I sent him, if he had any feedback. And then two, the new pool guy has used the hose once in a while and doesn't wrap it up. He just leaves it all out and strewed around, leaving it for the janitor, which is, you know, it's not fair, number one. Number two, it could be a tripping hazard. So I was reaching out to him about both of those, and I did not get a response, which is unusual. Usually he does respond to all of my text messages.
Didn't we just pay for a new filtration system?
I know that, yes, the filter grids. So that was when I originally had sent this report to him. He says, when was this report done? Because the filter grids were just changed like the day before he was responding to me. And I told him it was done like the week prior. So that one thing is taken care of, but he has not given me any feedback on any of the other issues.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, does anybody feel maybe it's time to change pool vendors?
I think we should look into it, because these pictures do not put a pretty picture on this.
No, it's like that's a lot of money, and we need to maybe just get to like the vendor that you know, Marlana. Can we also get maybe another vendor just for comparison as well?
Definitely. Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, this is not good.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I've sort of lost any faith in this guy after seeing these pictures, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. Next on our list is irrigation. Oh, this is so irrigation proposals we put. John, did you want to discuss this, or you want me to go over it?
I mean, basically, I was at in that area yesterday, and they put grass down, and then they started other work, and it's a disaster again. But you know, once they have it's all rutted up from heavy equipment, and so they're going to have to do some. You know, the sod, it's filled with weeds, there's chunks missing. It's just a mess. So we got to wait for the Bergeron to restore the land again. And
would you like me to email them again?
Yeah, if you could, to follow up, you know, it's hard to walk back there.
Yeah.
It's hard to mow. You know, it's just a mess. But they need to grade the. Huh?
Sorry. Oh, I was wondering if we have a new proposal from Caterino about some sort of tapping into the irrigation system to kind of, is that
for the irrigation. So I spoke with Caterino. He says that you need to do 4 new zones, that the zones that are there won't hold more sprinklers. So he stands by his proposal for 5,400 for that area. I spoke with Roger, and Roger went back out again to assess the area with his specialist who does wet checks and irrigation, and they did verify, and Roger is standing by his proposal for 2,400 that you do not need 4 new zones. The zones that are the zone that's there would hold the sprinklers that he's gonna put in.
Did either company specify how many heads they plan on installing?
I thought it was like 3 heads.
No, it needs a lot more heads than that.
I can reach out and ask them. Yeah.
There's 4. I mean, it's over 200 feet from one end to the other.
I remember though each one can do. I thought Roger had said like 15 to 20 feet each or something like that. But it depends on how powerful of a head that you get. They could even go even further.
Right, but there's about 200 feet from the walking path to the end of the property on the north side. So, I mean, I'm thinking, you need a decent amount of heads.
I'm pretty sure Roger was thinking of putting one on the side where the lake is. There's one small area that looks like it was not getting any water. And I'm pretty sure he said 3 on the other side because the area wasn't that big. But I can, get confirmation of that, especially because we're not near for him to do any installs because we want Bougeron to, fill in that sod that's there.
Yeah, they have to. But there's 3 homes and the lots are 60 feet each. That's 180 feet. And then we have a little bit to the south and a little bit to the north.
Well, so you want sprinklers on like behind the homes that are facing not Boca Rio, but 18th?
No, the 3 homes that face the back of the 3 homes that face Boca Rio.
Right, those ones. That's where I thought, we were
Those
going.
3 lots are 60 feet each. So that's 180 feet. There's 3 homes. And then there's a section further north and a little bit further south. So I was estimating, 200 feet.
Okay.
And I could be wrong, but I think 3 or 4 heads is not enough to cover that. It's not very deep. It's 20, right. It's the width.
And the motor that we currently have sustain that capacity? I mean, what if we don't have the right motor to just put another outlet in?
That's what he went out there to verify the how powerful the motor is, and they actually turned on the sprinklers to make sure that the pressure was good and all that.
Okay. Are we waiting on a proposal from both of them, or are we gonna?
It's strange that we have 2 totally different proposals here.
I know. I almost want another proposal because I feel like we're at both ends.
The two vendors believe in doing that work differently. I've only worked with Caterino here, and the communication has been limited. I work with Roger on your property and another property. And I can say the other property was horrible with the wet checks, the landscaping, everything. And when Roger came in and his specialist with the wet checks, everything improved. And we don't have any problems. So I tend to lean more towards Roger. I have trust in what he tells me. He hasn't steered me wrong in 2 years that, he's been doing my other property.
Well, if he's wrong, what happens? We're going to lose grass? Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Okay. So will he stand behind?
There's my question. Will he stand behind it and make it right if it's not working?
Right, because if he's the one who's saying, I've got this is no problem, I can do it at this, you don't need all that, and then we do, and all the sod dies, he needs to be able to stand behind what he's saying somehow.
Is Caterino, if he's saying that we need 4 new lines and that type of thing, like, is there a benefit in actually investing in that where we would kind of not have to deal with it in the future? Is there any benefit to that? That you know,
this is very good questions. I mean, I try to think of everything to ask them, but I'm not an irrigation specialist.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I tend to think we might want to ask one more person, just sort of get an idea of
I was going to suggest
which way
that.
we're going. We should go here because
We can also, you know, put pressure on Roger because he does our landscaping and our tree trimming.
yeah. I just think he should stand behind it. If he tells us to do this and the sod dies, he needs to replace the sod.
And upgrade the system to where it should have been done right.
Right. So
I honestly think
the only issue the only issue I can possibly see that like if the irrigation doesn't work or something like that, if Caterino doesn't keep up with his wet checks, then they're going to be pointing fingers at each other again. You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing that I can see that might be an issue.
Has Caterino fallen behind in that duty to, you know, follow up on those pieces?
I think he's been a lot better lately, but I think in the past, especially when Eli was there and when Roger first took over, I believe that he was not doing wet checks in certain areas, and he was saying that he was. And this is coming from information that Eli was telling me as he was on his way out, and then Roger was telling me as he was on his way in. And again, I'm not a irrigation specialist to go out there and be turning the stuff on and know what I'm doing to verify. You know, I have to take their word for it, unfortunately.
Right.
And you know, while this is it's related but a little off topic. At some point, we really need to increase the wet checks to monthly. And we've gotten quotes for wet checks. Caterino is on the expensive side. And Roger basically quoted half to do a wet check, so we can do wet checks monthly instead of bi-monthly. So that's something else we can, you know, we'll probably be addressing in the coming months.
Okay.
But I can get another irrigation specialist out there. I have one in mind that is doing another community for another property manager. That community seems to be happy with them. So I can bring them out and see, you know, if they can help give us a proposal.
Help us be able to judge.
Yeah, I'd like to see
what
that
we're looking at.
Yeah, sounds good.
And I will also go back to Roger and talk to him and ask him, well, if the board does approve this, will you stand by it? What if, you know, the sod dies, things like that? I will go back to him. That's also good.
And we've got a little time because, you know, with Bergeron, they're not done.
Right. So when I email Bergeron, I'm also going to email him about the walking path, just so you know. I feel like the walking path, the work looks good, but I feel like there's drips and drabs here and there that they should clean up.
Okay. I didn't miss anything, but that's fine.
All right. So the next thing is the social event discussion.
So I was thinking, I know every year we've done the house competitions for Halloween. I'd love to hear the board's opinion on if we wanted to do something by the pool, maybe a costume contest, or if we want to just save the budget for a movie by the pool and, you know, to observe the holidays. Does anybody have a preference for a community gathering or something to, you know, for the holidays? I'm
away for a lot of October, so Halloween is going to be, you know, something in that time frame I'm going to have limited. I'm going to be able to. I'm not going to have I'm going to be very limited in what I can assist with.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I guess, do we want to do a house competition this year for Halloween, or do you want to change it up and do something different?
I sort of like the house competition simply because it's sort of it gets everybody involved in decorating and sort of being a part of something, you know.
Yeah, I think it's
Without it being, you know, an event that's costing us more money or whatever if we were going to do something else too. Except for the prizes. But.
well, it's easier to do that because not everybody celebrates Christmas. So, you know, it's
Right.
kind of easier and, you know, yeah, I think, Scott, you have an opinion?
You know what? Being all the way in the back of the community, nobody really does anything back here. We don't get kids. We don't get anything back here.
Wow. Okay.
So, I mean, I don't think I've had a child at my door on Halloween for a good 6 or 7 years.
Wow.
They just don't come back here.
Yeah.
So we don't do much here. Now, up front, yeah, a lot of the houses look very nice. And, you know, I think it's a good thing. And, yeah, I think we should do something for the community and let them, you know, let's judge their houses. Let's do what we've done in the past, the Halloween and the Christmas.
What did Debbie have to say about that? I know that she had told me that y'all had talked briefly about ideas and
we did. And her concern was that this, you know, because some people Halloween is their holiday, right? And the concern is maybe we have a different metric of what we're measuring because, you know, it's basically, you know, not letting the same people win year over year. But
and you feel like that's an issue? I mean,
I don't necessarily feel that's the issue because I think it's been different people. It's not been the same people every year. It's not biased in any way. So
right.
Yeah, and it's been really fun. I love doing that every year, and you know, it's kind of a nice thing for the community, I think. But
Debbie didn't have any issue of doing the house competition.
No, she didn't have an issue with it at all. I think it was just her time constraints with her new schedule. That's about it. But we can handle it. So
yeah.
Right. And then we can do like a movie night or something at the pool, and we can get into that next month.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yep.
Okay.
We can do that.
Well, I'll get the poster out tomorrow.
And do we want to talk about like the what is it? The winnings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, the prizes.
What did we do last year?
I think we did. Was it like a 200 gift card? Let me take a look here. I think it was a $200 gift card, and $100 and a $50 for third place. And then we had like little gift prizes for honorable mentions, runner-ups. So something around that range.
Like $350 or something like that.
Yeah, we haven't really spent anything on the social budget this year, so we do have the budget for that and the movie reasonably. So
let's do it.
Yeah.
Who's going to judge it?
The Halloween decor committee.
Debbie and I did it last year.
Yeah, and in the prior years, so the, you know, board members are not, you know, part of the competition, of course, but if we have somebody from the ARC committee with the board, whoever wants to volunteer, it'd be great. Yeah.
No, I'd like to do it this year, or I'd like to help this year.
Oh, that's fun.
Good.
We love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Put me down as a judge.
That's great.
Okay, and you guys are all agree on the same winnings as last year.
I don't see an issue with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep it consistent.
Awesome. Anything else? No. Okay. So at this time, we'll open up the floor to the homeowners. If there's any homeowners who have any questions, comments on the agenda items, please unmute yourself. Go ahead, Michael.
It was mentioned that there were permit violations that were reviewed. Is that with the county?
Yes.
And there's a dollar amount involved with that, I assume, because I think that accrues. If it's not, can you share that? Excuse me. Can you share that with us, please?
Yeah, the county is, they're not applying any penalties. There will be a cost for the permit, which is based on the value of the project. And we don't have the figure yet.
So for the record and the minutes, there's no dollar amount in fines.
Correct. There were three violations. There were 4 violations, and 3 of them have been closed. And the county basically they keep extending it. We just get a notice that I need to appear on this date to review the fines. And then they'll send them email. You've been rescheduled for 2 months later, and just been in communication with the code enforcement officer, and
so there are no fines. I just want to have a clear understanding when I go check.
right. What they said the penalties are being held in-house, and
what's the cost of that?
there's been no cost yet.
Do we know what those fines are?
Originally, it was $75 a day after a certain period of time, and they've kept extending that time. And today they extended it 6 more months.
I'm not following this.
Basically, the county keeps extending the time that we have to comply. So there have not been any fines levied yet because we keep doing everything that we're supposed to do.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So there's absolutely no fines.
There's absolutely no fines at this time because we have been corresponding with them. John has met with them. He's gone to, tried to go to whatever meetings that have been scheduled and postponed and things like that. Yes.
So the fines are not accruing with any dollar amount.
Correct.
So if the fines are not complied with, how do they determine how much is owed?
The original agreement was there was 12 months to clear the violations, and after the 12 months, the fine would be $75 per day. And
sounds like that would be a lot of money that would be sitting there if we didn't comply.
Right.
But we are working with the county to straighten this out.
Yeah.
Right. They extended from March to June to September, and today they added 6 months.
So the county would have a dollar amount, right?
They haven't started. There's no dollar amount yet. They keep extending the deadline. Originally, the fines were to start after 1 year, and they keep extending that deadline.
No, I'll have to touch base with the county because I'm not understanding. The county's got to be accruing this somewhere, because if the fines are not complied with, the county's going to come after somebody to pay those fines.
Right. Originally they said after 1 year there'll be a $75 per day fine if not done by this date. And then that date came, and they said, okay, we're going to give you 60 days. And said, okay. And then before that 60-day came out, they sent a notice for another 2 months. And I met with the county today, and they said, how are we doing? I said, well, these are cleared up. This one is at this stage, whatever. And they said, okay, so we're going to hold this for 6 more months. And that's where
Wasn't it there was a reasonable period?
Did they charge us for anything that we've already cleared up?
No.
Because we cleared it up.
Right.
Correct.
Okay, so, and they're doing the same thing with the shed. They're giving us additional time to fix the issue.
Right. Like I
So they haven't charged us anything yet, and as long as we clear it up within a reasonable amount of time that they're offering to us, there
right.
will be no charges.
Correct.
Which
the
in this
issue with
case,
the
which in
shed
this case
was
is 6 months. They're giving us another 6 months. Is that right?
correct. As of today, they gave us another 6 months. And the issue was, even though we provided a survey, the building department person replied on a note saying that the shed appears to be installed outside of the property line. So it's like, well, it's not outside the property line.
No,
So
there's, sorry. Hey, get it up.
And these
so
are like 20-year-old structures, right?
it was 2012.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So clearly the shed is on common area, HOA property, which there's more than 100 feet in every direction. So she said, can you send me a site plan, county site plan for the community, marking where the shed is and where the property line is surrounding. So we did that today. So it really would have been cleared up if the county didn't feel that the shed is outside of our property line. There was an electrical violation that was cleared up a while back, and the county just never closed the permit. So when I was there, so well, what's up with this? And they said, let me look. I says, well, it's been inspected and passed. Hang on. She makes a call. Says, okay, it's closed. We're done. So yeah, they gave us 6 more months today.
John,
Yeah.
I would have to say that you're being disingenuous at best. The fines, if anyone goes on the website, are still being accrued. They may not be charged. They have not liened us yet. And they extended it because you went to get it, the fines reduced, but you can't reduce them until you close the permits. So it's not, you're being less than truthful by saying there are no fines. Last I checked, we had accrued fines of over 14 grand. They haven't been imposed yet, but they are showing there.
Well, the county has no intentions of collecting fines from us.
Are you speaking for the county, or is that your opinion?
Evidently.
I spoke with the.
No, are you speaking for the
enforcement
county?
officer today.
Do you know that? Do you know that for a fact that that's how the county operates?
That's the conversation I had with the code enforcement officer this morning.
And do you have that in writing from them?
No.
Then you are coming to a conclusion that's not a legal conclusion. And again, I'll say it's disingenuous at best.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Okay, does anyone else have any other questions on the agenda items? Okay, board, does not seem like any other homeowners have any questions or comments on the agenda items. Do we
I'll
have
make a motion. I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
7:35? Perfect. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night.
Night.